Hi everyone, good morning. Hope you're well. So this is the class number 10th, right? So first of all, I'd like to ask you, so how do you feel now after having all the classes till 10th, right? We have got two more classes and we're gonna learn so much thing from those classes as well. But till today, I'd like to ask you a question. So how do you feel right now after having 10 classes, practicing a lot and giving the presentation 10 times, right? So today's class is going to be all about the variation of sentences, because in the last class also I have announced that if you'd like to get a better score in IELTS exam, so you got to prove yourself that you have got some sort of English proficiency. And how are you going to prove that? To use various of sentences, various of structures, different vocabularies. So this is how you're going to prove yourself that you have got full command in English. So please type in the chat box, how do you feel now? Are you okay? Are you feeling confident enough? Are you you are feeling so strong that you can speak in front of anybody else and you can keep continuing your speaking? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see your comment, then we would like to start. So today's class would be all about the transformation of sentences. So if you haven't have done these classes before, this is going to be life-changing class. So I would like to tell you that be focused and take a lot of notes. And if I ask you something, please answer me quickly. So having said that, let's start the class. So the first class, let me recap. I mean, what we have learned in the last 10 classes. So we have started the first class using how to introduce ourselves, and that was the first class, and I have seen a lot of presentation from you. Second class was how to speak about the daily activities. I mean, what do you do every single day? And again, you have proved to yourself you can do it. And the third class, we have spoken about the favorite person in your family. So what does your favorite person do every day? The reason of giving you this presentation is to correct yourself, adding yes or yes. And after that, we have started using a lot of presentation, including how to use the questions, especially yes no question. For example, do I speak, do you speak, do you speak, do they speak, does he speak, does she speak, does it speak, does Tony speak. Then we have added WS question. So WS plus do plus subject plus verb one plus question mark. So why do I speak? Why do you speak? Why do you speak? Why do they speak? Why does he speak? Why does she speak? Why does it speak? Why does Tony speak? Right. So this is how we have learned how to ask deep questions. And I use a word that was police officer, how to integrate in as a police officer, right? So, you know, if you are caught by police, then you have taken normally you have been taken to the hospital, police station, and then police started asking a lot of deep questions, right? They do the interrogation. And after that, we have learned about the past, so how to use past event. And then we have also learned how to ask question using the past event. So you have showed that you can do it with confidence. And after that, we have had a class that's all about the passive. So, you know, in the passive class, I have shown you the structure. So subject plus be verb plus verb 3. Can you remember? So for example, English is taught, English was taught, English will be taught, right? So these are the three structure I have given you. Then we have practiced a lot, and then we also practice that how to ask question using this structure. So for example, is English taught? When is English taught? How is English taught? This is how you need to ask question using the passive. So you know that as well. And you have given a presentation. So how is chicken biryani cooked? I have seen a lot of presentation about there regarding that presentation. So in that presentation, particularly, I have requested you to use all of them the passive voice instead of, you know, active voice. For example, some of you have given the presentation and you said to cook the chicken biryani, first of all, I got to go to market, then I need to buy. No, don't say that. So instead of using the active voice, you need to use passive voice. So if you use passive voice, then it makes sense. And after that, you'll be able to use those sort of a structure time and again in your speaking and writing, right? So instead of saying that, you need to say, so hi everyone, today I'd like to share the topic is how is chicken biryani cooked. First of all, rice and chicken are brought from market, then right? So this is how you need to start. So how many of you have done that presentation? How is chicken biryani cooked? Please type in the chat box me. I'd like to see how many of you have already practiced enough and gave a presentation. The question, 3 questions, you practiced and you gave presentation. How is chicken biryani cooked? How was chicken biryani cooked? And how will be chicken biryani cooked? So this is how you need to practice a lot. So today's class is about the variation of a structure. So we would like to touch a different point so that you can know a lot of things. So first of all, we'd like to start with the 12 form of tenses, right? 12 form of tenses. So I'm gonna give you a sentence and you need to give me 4 sentences using present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous. For example, I practice English. I practice English. This is the present form, present indefinite, right? Now give me 3 more sentences. Type in the chat box very quickly. Very quickly, please type in the chat box. Very quickly, please type in the chat box. Right, so can you please write in the chat box 4 sentences, 4 different sort of sentences, because this is the class we're gonna practice a lot about the variation of sentences, right? So please type in the chat box 4 types of sentences using present form. So for example, if I tell you it's gonna be this: I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, I have been practicing since or for 10 days, right? So I have been practicing since for 10 days. So can you please type in the chat box these 4 sentences? I'd like to see if you do know it. So you need to write down 4 sentences. I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, I have been practicing for 10 days. Type in the chat box very quickly. Very quickly. I'd like to see your comment. 4 sentences you need to type here. I practice, I'm practicing, I have practiced, I have been practicing for 10 days. Right. Very quickly. I'll be waiting to see your sentences. Okay, by this time, just I'd like to read some comments. So Saifun Zahan Shukriya said, Assalamu alaikum, sir. Walaikum salam. And Shukriya also said, confident enough. Okay, thank you for sharing that. That said, Assalamu alaikum and good morning to you all. Walaikum salam and good morning. So Gulam Morshed said, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Gulam Morshed. Well, it depends where are you watching from. Okay, so now I can see 4 sentences from Fozlu. I practice English, I'm practicing English, I have practiced English, and I have been practicing. Okay, so if you use since 10 days, so you need to give a date, like since 19th of March, right? And so you can say both ways. You can since 19th of March, and or you can say for 10 days. Right. So I'd like to see your comment. Type in the chat box very quickly. I practice English. I'm practicing English. I have practiced English, and I have been practicing English since 19th of March or for 10 days. Okay. Now I'd like to move a bit forward. So give me 4 sentences using past form. Using past form very quickly. So using past form, I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, and I had been practicing for last 9 days or 10 days. Type in the chat box very quickly. I'd like to see 4 more sentences from you. Very quickly, please type in the chat box using the past form. Give me 4 sentences. I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, and I had been practicing for last 10 days. Quickly type in the chat box these 4 sentences, then would like to move forward. I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, and I had been practicing for last 10 days, right? So using the past form, give me 4 sentences. I'm eagerly waiting for your answer. Okay, so I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, I had been practicing for last 10 days. So why I'm asking you to write down these things. So once you know these 4 structures, so you'll be able to use them with different sentences. For example, then you can practice, I spoke, I was speaking, I had spoken, I had been speaking for last 2 hours, right? So this is how you need to make a lot of sentences. I attended the class, I was attending the class, I had attended the class, I had been attending the class for last 10 days. So this is how you need to make a lot of sentences. And once you start making a lot of sentences using different sort of variation, then that means you are showing some sort of capabilities that you can use a lot of structured sentences, right? So type in the chat box very quickly. I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, I had been practicing for last 10 days. So this is how you need to make a lot of sentences using different verb. So the future one is I will practice, I will be practicing, I will have practiced, and I will have been practicing for next 30 days. Type in the chat box very quickly. I'd like to see 4 sentences from you using the future form. I will practice, I will be practicing, I will have practiced, and I will have been practicing for next 30 days. I'd like to see your comments. So Tohida said, I practice, I'm practicing English, I have practiced English. Okay, Tohida, make sure is verb 3, right? I have practiced English. Okay, Fuzu said, I practiced, I was practicing, I had practiced, I had been practicing for last 10 days. Excellent, thank you. Thank you. Please type in the chat box very quickly. So using the future form, I will practice, I will be practicing, I will have practiced, I will have been practicing for next 30 days. So now this is how you need to practice. You need to take one sentence. For example, I speak English, then make 12 sentences, right? Then I attend class, make 12 sentences. I drink tea, make 12 sentences. I learn English, make 12 sentences. So if you do this, then you will see that, okay, now we can make a lot of sentences quickly, right? So this is some sort of brainstorming you got to do, right? So this is a kind of homework for you as well. So all you got to do is you need to take one sentence and then you need to make 12. One sentence, make 12 sentences. One sentence, make 12 sentences. This is how you need to practice a lot, right? So now, can you please type in the chat box how many sentences you got to make? Very quickly, please type in the chat box how many sentences you got to make. Type in the chat box very quickly how many sentences you got to make. So take one subject and one verb and make 12 sentences, right? So type in the chat box how many sentences you got to make. You got to practice this to get your fluency. Okay, Fozlu said, I will practice, I'll be practicing, I will have practiced, and I will have been practicing for next 10 days. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for responding. I would like to see everybody's comment very quickly. And after that, we're gonna go for transformation of sentences, because if you know how to transform the sentences, that means you have got skills in English. You know how to write using the various types of sentences, expression, structures, and also in speaking as well. Okay, so thank you for responding. For you said 12 sentences. So yeah, this is how I need to practice. So now we're gonna practice. Today's class is very, very important, because if you know how to use this class, you are done. You'll be able to make a lot of sentences. You'll be able to say the same thing in different ways. And this is how you're gonna get a very good score in IELTS exam, especially in writing and speaking. So transformation of sentences, we're gonna transform one sentences into different sentences, and there's our simple, compound, complex, and compound. Simple, compound, and complex. Type in the chat box 3 types of sentences: simple, compound, and complex. Now I'd like to share a story. So please type in the chat box very quickly: simple, compound, and complex. And before going into this lesson, I'd like to share with you a story from my life. So when I started learning English, I went to IELTS center, and the first class was all about the listening. So the teacher came into the class, and he played a tape, that time cassette player. So he played it, and from the Cambridge, and he gave me an answer sheet, and he said, okay, listen and answer it. So 40 questions, right? I started answering, but unfortunately I didn't understand even probably a few sentences at all. So even I didn't understand what the instruction was. So just I was pretending that, yeah, I'm giving the exam. But at the end, I told my teacher that I'm so sorry, I didn't understand even a single sentence. So what should I do? And he said, what do you mean by that? I said, okay, I don't know even how to make the sentences. And he said, really? So why did you come to this class? I mean, IELTS listening test class. So I said, okay, I would like to get a better score in IELTS exam. That's why I'm here. And then he said, okay, you need to develop your basic English. And I was so curious. I asked him, kept asking him questions. So what do you mean by basic English? And he said, first of all, you need to understand tense, 12 types of tenses. Once you understand that, that means you started building your basic, right? So it's like the foundation of your building. And once you understand that, then learn a few grammatical things. For example, voice. I mean, how to use passive voice. That's the first thing. Second thing is, okay, by the way, type in the chat box if you do understand the difference between I was cooked and I cooked. Can you please type in the chat box these 2 sentences? I was cooked and I cooked. Just type in the chat box 2 sentences. I was cooked and I cooked. And then we'll discuss what's the difference between these 2 sentences in terms of meaning, right? And then long story short, so he also said you need to understand some sort of grammatical stuff. For example, passive, then preposition, then what is called transformation of sentences, and also the comparison, like positive, comparative, and superlative. So if you understand these 4 or 5 things, that means you got the basic of English. Now all you got to do is you need to apply it in your speaking, in your writing, and also you got to improve your English language by listening to others as well in English. And you also need to read some books as well. So that's why English language has 4 skills, right? So it's listening, speaking, writing, and reading. So you got to practice 4 skills. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand the language, or you will not be able to have good comment in English. So whenever you get time, just read some English stuff. For example, it might be English newspaper, it might be magazine. So back in that time, I used to buy the Daily Star magazine, and that was like the old one was like 1 taka. So I used to buy from the news store the old magazine for 1 taka, and the whole week I used to read them. I used to underline. I mean, if I don't understand the vocabulary. So this is how you need to practice as well, reading. And also you can start reading some storybooks, because storybooks is very, very interesting. So if you have got a storybook and if you start reading, he cannot drop the book until you finish it, because it attracts you to finish the book. So definitely I would recommend you start reading some storybooks if you've got time. So the next thing is you got to listen a lot as well. So as I told you, so if you love listen to music, listen English music, listen BBC, watch the English movies, English series, English episode, English what is called podcast, right? Listen to that. This is how you're gonna improve your listening skill. So next part is speaking. So find a speaking partner the way I told you. So find a speaking partner, schedule some time with them, and just practice every single day. This is how you're gonna improve your speaking skill. And the last part is writing. You got to write a lot. And how are you gonna start this habit? So yeah, buy a diary, right? And every single day write down what are you gonna do every single day. Keep writing in English. And this is how, I mean, if you have got these 4 habits, you will see within 3 to 6 months you have got a strong basic. You know how to use the English language, and also you know how to use the various types of structure sentences in your speaking and writing. Do you understand? If you understood, please type in the chat box understood. Type in the chat box understood. Okay, so okay, still I'm waiting to see 2 sentences. The first one was I was cooked. Second one was I cooked. Type in the chat box these 2 sentences. I was cooked and I cooked. Type in the chat box. See the difference in meaning. If you say I cooked, that means, for example, I cooked yesterday. I went there yesterday, right? This is the past event you are saying. But when I say I was cooked, that means someone cooked you, right? So let me explain in Bengali. So when you say I cooked, ami ranna korechilam. And second one is I was cooked means amake ranna korechilo. See the difference in meaning. So if you don't understand the structure of the sentences, you're gonna have different meaning in your sentences. So be very careful, right? So instead of saying I cooked, if you say I was cooked, that means, right, you are done. So do you understand the difference between active and passive? I cooked, that means ami ranna korechilam. I was cooked means amake ranna korechilo. So that's the difference. So now the next, I'm gonna give you a sentence. You need to give Bengali meaning or Hindi meaning and or in meaning in Urdu. So next sentence is I was invited. I was invited. What's the meaning of this sentence? I was invited. I was invited. Type in the chat box. What's the meaning of this sentence? I was invited. I was invited, right? So this is the passive structure. Subject plus be verb plus verb 3. I was invited. So in present form, I am invited. In future form, I will be invited, right? So this is the structure of passive. So type in the chat box, what's the meaning of this sentence? I was invited. Excellent. Thank you for responding. Quickly, I'd like to see your answer. I was invited. Okay, so I was invited means someone invited me. Amake dawat kora hoyechilo, right? So now the next sentence is I invited. That means I invited someone else. So I invited you, I invited my parents, I invited my friends, right? So ami dawat korechilam ar ekta holo amake dawat kora hoyechilo. Ami dawat korechilam ar ekta holo amake dawat kora hoyechilo. That's the difference. That's the whole different meaning. I invited means I invited you. I invited them. That means me. That was me who invited, right? So the next one is I was invited. That means someone invited me to go to their party. So that's the difference between these 2 sentences. So make sure you understand the passive and you understand the meaning as well of the sentence. Otherwise, you're gonna struggle a lot. Okay, next thing I would like to share is simple, complex, and compound. I can see a lot of responses from you. So Fadlu said simple, compound, and complex. Okay, Tawhid Akhtar said simple, compound, and complex. Tasnim Sudi said simple, complex, and complete. Thank you. Thank you for responding. So now we're gonna start with the very simple sentence. See, this is the simple sentence. A sentence with a verb. a sentence with a verb? Can you please type in the chat box? How do you recognize the simple sentence? A sentence with one verb. That's called simple sentence. For example, I'm a teacher, I teach English. I'm a businessman, I do business. You are a student, you study. So these are the simple sentences, right? So please type in the chat box a sentence with one verb. That's called simple sentence. A sentence. Okay, Kazi Hasib said, what's the meaning of I was cooked? That means amake ranna kora hoyechilo, right? So it's a very different meaning. I was cooked means amake ranna kora hoyechilo. So make sure what's the structure you are using in your sentence, right? So I cooked means ami ranna koresilam, and I was cooked means amake ranna korechilo. That's the wrong meaning of that sentence, right? Wrong structure. Okay, by the way, so simple is a sentence with one verb. Type in the chat box very quickly. Simple means a sentence with one verb. For example, I'm a teacher, I teach English. You are a student, you study at college or university. So you are an employee, you work for a company, right? So these are the simple sentences. These are the simple sentences. Do you understand? If you understand simple sentences, please type in the chat box simple. Simple. So যেই sentence একটা verb দিয়ে শুরু হয় সেটাই simple sentence. And so please type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. I'm a teacher, I teach English. So this is the simple sentence. So if you understand how the structure of simple sentence, please type in the chat box simple. Okay. Fazlu said a sentence with one verb is called simple sentence. Excellent. Thank you. Nurun Rita said a sentence with one verb. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. That means you understand simple. Okay. If you understand the structure of simple sentence, please type in the chat box simple. SIMPLE. Now, compound is with at least two or more than two verbs. Type in the chat box. Compound is at least two or more than two verbs. Compound is at least two or more than two verbs. That's called compound. So can you please type in the chat box? Compounds equal two or more verbs. Simple is one sentence with one verb. Compound means at least two or more verbs. Very quickly, type in the chat box. That is compound. Okay. And the next one is complex. So, complex means jotil. So really, this is the complex sentence. So yeah, so complex, we're gonna, okay, the complex sentence, the complex sentence example presents the reader with more interesting idea and shows the relationship between George feeling excited and the darkness of the forest. So for example, now we have structured the three formats in one slide. So simple is George was feeling excited and it was dark in the forest, right? So that was the simple sentences, two simple sentences there. George was feeling excited, and the second sentence is it was dark in the forest. That was a simple. Now compound is George was feeling excited and it was dark in the forest. So two simple sentences, we made one sentence that is compound using and. George was feeling excited and it was dark in the forest. And see, the complex is George was feeling excited despite the darkness of the forest. So once you have got extra information, a lot of information, you'd like to make the sentence or expression a bit interesting, then we use complex sentence. Do you get me? Now we're going to go back to the simple sentence again, and we would like to make a lot of sentences so that you can understand. So transformation of sentences means you need to transform the sentences from simple to compound, compound to complex, complex to simple. So if you know how to change the format of this kind of sentences, that means you understand the transformation of sentences. So simple sentence means a sentence with a verb. So for example, I'm a teacher, I teach English, you are a student, you study. at university or college. You are an employee, so you work for an organization. So these are the simple sentences, right? So now compound sentences with at least 2 or more verbs. So now, can you please type in the chat box fanboys? Type in the chat box fanboys, FANBOYS. Type in the chat box very quickly. Fanboys. I'd like to see everybody's comment, because you got to be very focused in these sentences. Otherwise, you will miss a lot. Type in the chat box very quickly, fanboys, FANBOYS, fanboys. 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 Okay, so what does fanboys means? So if it stands for, A stands for and, N stands for no, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, S stands for so. So fanboys. Type in the chat box very quickly. Fanboys. Right, so this is how we're gonna make compound sentences using fanboys. So now we're gonna make a lot of examples. Right, so now we're gonna make a lot of sentences. So using for, see the sentences. So she did not cheat on the test, for it was the wrong thing to do. Okay, let me see if I can make it a bit bigger for you. Okay, so she did not cheat on the test, for it was the wrong thing to do, right? So using for, we can say these things, and this is called compound sentence, right? And so they got there early and they got really good seats. Using and, we can say this: they got there early and they got really good seats, right? Using nor, we can make these sentences. So we have never been to Australia, nor have we visited Africa. So nor, using nor, we can use this sentence: we have never been to Australia, nor we visited Africa. So next one is but. I really need to go to work, but I'm too sick to drive, right? So I really need to go to work is a simple sentence, and I'm too sick to drive, right? So now using but, you are making compound sentences. So or, should we start class now or wait for everyone to get here? Should we start the class now or wait for everyone to get here? Using yet, we can make compound sentences as well. So he didn't want to go to dentist, yet he went anyway. So he didn't want to go to dentist, yet he went anyway, right? Using so, everyone was busy, so I went to movie alone. So these are the fanboys. Using this, we can make compound sentences. So my recommendation is, at home, use a lot of sentences using fanboys. If you know how to use these fanboys to make a lot of sentences, that means you understand the compound sentence, right? So this is some sort of homework for you as well. Try at home. Can you remember I told you when I was struggling to learn English and get a better score in IELTS exam, my teacher advised me to get a strong basic in English. And when I asked him how I'm gonna do it, and he recommended 4 or 5 stuff. So one of them was tense. So we have practiced all the tenses throughout our classes. Then voice, then what is called comparison. Now you are learning transformation of sentences. So if you understand these 4 or 5 things, so you'll be able to understand any structure in English, and you'll be able to utilize them, use them in your speaking and writing, right? So using fanboys, make a lot of sentences at home. Now we're gonna go a bit further. So now we are trying to make too many sentences using this. So simple, complex, and compound. So now this is how you need to practice as well. So you're gonna say, I'm a teacher, I teach English, or I'm a student, I study at XYZ college, right? Then make compound sentences. then make complex sentences as well. And this is how you're gonna make a lot of sentences, and not only this way. So you need to reverse the way as well. So sometimes you're gonna make complex sentence and compound to simple, right? Complex to simple, simple to compound, simple to complex. This is how we need to just play with this structure. And if you know how to play with this structure, that means you understand the whole thing. So this is your homework. I know it's a bit complicated once you start, but once you take the sentences and you try to make complex and compound sentences, you will understand it better, right? So now my question is, do you understand the three formats of transformations? If you understood, please type in the chat box understood, because so far I know you are not 100% clear yet. So we're gonna make a lot more sentences within a few minutes. Type in the chat box if you understood the different forms of transformation, like simple, complex, and compound. Type in the chat box understood. Okay, so the next thing is, see, so complex sentence. How are you gonna make complex sentences? Using some sort of this word, that, who, where, when. Can you remember I told you that if you'd like to make complex sentences, that means you want to make the sentences interesting, you'd like to give more information to the sentences, that's why you are making complex sentences. So for example, this one, that he said that he would study in the UK. He said that, right? So now saying that he would study in the UK, so you gave a lot more information. Next one is the girl who is in green dress is our student consultant. The girl who was in green dress was our student consultant, if you would like to make past. And so using who, you are giving extra information. So how does the girl look like? So she was wearing the dress and which was green. So you are giving a lot more information about the girl, and this is how I need to do it. And this is called complex sentence. The girl who is in green dress is our student consultant. The boy who was wearing a t-shirt was my friend, right? So this is how you need to make a lot of sentences. The lady who stood next to me in the restaurant was my wife. So this is how I need to make a lot of sentences. Do you understand? Right? So now, where I study at Hasselfee Education, where I can attend classes online. So using where, you are making complex sentences. I study at Hasselfee Education, where I can attend classes online, right? So also you can say, I can go to Hasselfee Education, where I can process my student file for completely free of charge, right? I study at university, where I need to go to attend the classes for 5 times in a week. So this is how you need to make a lot of sentences, complex sentences, and you need to understand it, right? So when I attended 12 days speaking challenge, when my friend invited me. So this is how you're gonna make these sentences. Using when, you can make sentence. If I learn English from Steve, I'll get at least 6 in IELTS, right? If I learn English from Steve, I will get at least 6 in IELTS. So next one is although all students attended this 12 days speaking challenge, a few of them would achieve certificates. Did you understand? So this is how you need to make a lot of complex sentences. So complex sentences mean you are giving extra information, you are making the sentence interesting. Yeah, so this is the purpose of using complex sentences. So using many more simple sentences, still you can express yourself, but once you understand the complex sentence, so you can make a lot of complex sentences, and you can make your sentences interesting. And you know, once you make your sentences interesting, it means that you know the language better. So this is how you need to understand this. So I repeat, so he said that he would study in the UK. Using who, we're gonna make complex as well. The girl who is in green dress is our student consultant. So just if you do a little bit of research of the sentences. So for example, all you need to do is you need to, first of all, you need to take one sentence and you need to make like at least 5 sentences like that, right? So for example, he said that he would study in the UK. He wrote that he would support me in the text message, right? So this is how I need to make a lot of sentences. So the lady who was next to me in the restaurant was my wife. The boy who was wearing a red t-shirt was my friend. So this is how I need to make a lot of sentences. Where I study at Hasselhoff Education, where I can attend classes online, right? So I want to study at the UK universities, or I want to study at UK where I want to get settled as well, right? So this is how I need to make a lot of sentences. I attended 12 days speaking challenge when my friend invited me, right? So also you can say I attend speak English in 12 days when it's 1 o'clock in Bangladesh. So if I learn English from Steve, I will get at least 6 in IELTS. So use this sentence as an example, then make 5 more sentences. For example, if I practice 4 questions 3 times in a day for next 30 days, I will be a fluent speaker. If I listen to BBC, English music, podcast, I will get a good score in listening test. If I read a lot of story books, I will understand the passage better. So this is how you need to make a lot of sentences. Do you get me? So next thing I would like to say, so this is the thing, simple to compound and compound to complex. So now we are getting a bit, I would say, a bit difficult stage. So be focused, right? So simple to compound, compound to complex. So simple is getting invitation students attended 15 days challenge, right? So let's say here, so getting invitation students attended 12 days challenge, right? So this is the simple sentence, only one verb. So one sentence, one verb, simple sentence. Getting invitation students attended 12 days speaking challenge. Compound is, so can you remember compound? Fanboys. So compound is student got invitation and they attended 10 days challenge. Students got invitation and they attended 10 days challenge. Now complex sentence. Students attended 12 days speaking challenge when they got invitation. So the same sentence, same meaning, but different structure, different expression, different sentences. Did you get it? So yeah, so I would say it might sound a bit complicated to you. I do agree, but once you start making this process, so transformation, simple to compound, compound to complex, complex to simple, that means you are learning it better. So the first simple is getting invitation students attended 12 days speaking challenge. Compound is students got invitation and they attended 12 days challenges. Then complex is students attended 12 days challenge when they got invitation, right? So see in the last sentence, instead of saying when, we can say because, we can say as soon as, we can say after. For example, students attended 12 days speaking challenge because they got invitation. Students attended 12 days speaking challenge as soon as they got the invitation. Students attended 12 days speaking challenge after they got the invitation, right? So this is how you need to make, you can make a lot of variation of the sentences. So simple, complex, and compound. Now, we can say paying tuition fees. I studied at Birmingham City University. Paying tuition fees, I studied at Birmingham City University, right? So if you like to make this compound sentence, so I can say I paid tuition fees and I studied at Birmingham City Universities. Did you get me? So then I can say I paid tuition fees to Birmingham City University. Okay, I studied Birmingham City University when I paid tuition fees. I studied at Birmingham City University when I paid tuition fees. Do you see? So how I'm making a lot of sentences using. So you need to just practice it in your own time. So for example, drinking tea. I conduct the class. So now you need to make compound sentence, you need to make complex sentence as well. So now drink tea, I conduct the class. Type in the chat box. So what would be compound sentence? Drinking tea, I conduct 12 days speaking challenge. Type in the chat box. Now this is your test, right? So make it compound. Drinking tea, I conduct classes. I'd like to see your sentence. Drinking tea, I conduct classes. Type in the chat box. What is compound and what is complex? So I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. Drinking tea, I conduct classes. So give me 2 more sentences. So drinking tea, I conduct classes. This is the simple. So give me compound and complex. So if you understand the whole structure, how to transform from simple to complex, complex to compound is interesting. So that means in your speaking and in your writing, you can use them in a better way. Very quickly, type in the chat box. Drinking tea, I conduct classes. So give me 2 more sentences, compound and complex. And I would like to see it has got the same meaning, right? Quickly, type in the chat box. So next, would like to practice with a few things. Right. So complex to simple. See, this is the complex sentence. So students got admission for IELTS preparation course as soon as they got 50% off. Students got admission for IELTS preparation course as soon as they got 50% off. Right. So now I would like to make it simple. How are you gonna make it simple? Okay, now I'd like to see some comments. So Alamgir Hussain Alamin said, drinking tea, I. Okay, that's the simple sentence, right? Now make it compound and complex. I'd like to see. Make it compound and complex. I am expecting 2 more sentences. One is complex, one is compound from you. So now, so students got admission for IELTS preparation course as soon as they got 50% off. So this is the complex sentence. How are we gonna make it simple? So if you say getting 50% off, students got admission for IELTS course. That's it. You made simple, right? You made simple. And if you say students got 50% off and they got admission for IELTS, that is compound, right? So this is how you need to do the transformation. You need to play with this, again, I'm saying, if you find it difficulties, that's fine as well. All you got to do is you need to give it a try. You need to say, okay, first of all, I'm gonna understand the simple sentence. Once I understand the simple sentence, now I'll understand complex, then I'll understand compound. So once I understand the basic thing of simple, complex, and compound, now I'm changing from simple to complex, complex to compound, compound to simple, simple to complex, complex to compound. And so once you start playing with this structure, you get it, right? Otherwise, it's gonna be a bit tough. So now So this is the simple sentence, is getting 50% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course, right? Getting 50% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Now make it compound. I'd like to see. Make it compound, please. Getting 50% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. Make it compound. Very quickly, make it compound. Make it compound. Right, so I can't believe that we have completed 10 classes, right? And you are still with me. And now I'd like to show you something. Okay, Nurudina said, I drink tea and I attend the class. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Thank you for responding. I drink tea and I attend the class. So yeah, that's a very good sentence. Right, so I'd like to show you something. So what does success look like, achievement look like? So if I go to YouTube, there you go. So this is our YouTube channel. Right, so if I go to our YouTube channel now, you see this is the 10 class. You can see is streaming, right? Is streaming right now. And now I'd like to show you something is very, very important. So right, so can you see how many students are in this class? Is 10 watching right now. Only 10 students are here, right? 10 students are here. They are attending the classes. Now I'd like to show you the, okay, if I go back and if I go to class number, okay, if I go to class number 1, okay, so in the 9th class, you see 139 students, they attended these classes. I'd like to show you and so that you can understand. So you can see here 139 views. That means 139 students enjoyed these classes. They are learning English with us. They took the challenge as 12 days, speak English in 12 days. Now I'd like to share with you the, I'm not sure why I can't go there. Right, so if I type here, speak ENGLISH, speak English in 12 days, fast class. Right, so you speak English in 12 days fast class. So see, this is the class. Okay, this is that anyway. So you can see 1,102 students, they attended these fast classes, right? So there was 1,102. You see the views, and still you can remember we have started this class 10 days ago, right? 10 days ago we started this class, and that was the first class was 1,102 students. Probably some of them they joined later, they watched this video replay anyway. So if you consider all of them as students, so 1,102 students attended these classes. And now you saw out of 1,102, now we are getting only 139 students in the last class. So today's class, probably some of them, they will come back later and they're going to watch this video as a class. That's fine as well. But my point is, do you see how the success look like? So 1,102 students attended this class. They are really interested in, they're really committed in, I wouldn't say all of them, the committed one. So they are interested in studying abroad. They would like to um, learn English properly, and that's why they attended, but they cannot um, fulfill their commitment. They are not here today. So success looks like this. So can you remember in the first class or second class I mentioned that 95% business failed in 5 years time and 80% business fail in first year. So this is how success looked like, right? So I would like to congratulate you. Still you are here, and this is how, the I would say 99% of wealth is captured by 1% people in the world. I repeat, 99% wealth are captured by 1% people in the world. That means if you just consider a few of them, like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, who else? Like this kind of people, right? They captured all the wealth. I mean, 99%, and the 1% wealth is captured by the 99% people. So this is how the success look like. This is how the success look like, right? So only 1%, they do what the 99% they don't do, and that's why they become successful in their life. So from now on, I would like to recommend you, make sure you do what 99% people don't do it. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see, and I'd like to make you understand as well. So type in the chat box, I will do what 99% people will not do. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see everybody's comment. Type in the chat box, I will do what 99% people will not do. So if you just follow this, one of these, what is called strategy, that I will do whatever it takes, and which is not done by 99% people, that means you become successful, right? So let me tell you something from my business point of view. So when I came to this country as a student, then I finished my master's in international business from Birmingham City University. Then I moved to post-study work. Then I made application to the for the entrepreneurship visa, which is called business visa. And first time I was refused. I went to court and I said, I'm eligible. Why you didn't give me the visa? Then I won from the court. Then I got the visa. And then, this is how a lot of students, I mean, who moved from student visa to post-study work visa to entrepreneurship visa. There were a lot of students, they moved to business visa, but they didn't do it. Probably they have started doing something because they are interested in, they were interested in, and that's why when the difficulties come, they just gave up. But for me, I was not interested, I was committed, and that's why I did what 99% people didn't do it. And that's why now I'm blessed that whatever I wanted to have in my life, I got it. So if you'd like to achieve whatever you want to achieve, you got to do whatever 99% people will not do, right? So make sure that you will do what 99% people won't do. So once you follow this formula, you will see the success. It's guaranteed. You will see the success. So again, congratulations. You are still here, and you are considered as 10%. So which is on the top, because I showed you 1,102 people started this course, and now only 139 people, they are doing this course. Anyway, I want to play from abundance. Let me explain to you what I mean by that is, whatever I have got, I am trying my best to give you out, right? So this is not only for me that I'm giving, you got to accept it as well. So how are you going to accept it? So this is how you need to accept. You need to come to the class on time. You need to practice with me, and you need to give the presentation. You need to submit your homework. So this is how you are accepting the gift what I am giving to you. And the world is not shortage of abundance, shortage of wealth, shortage of finance. The universe has got a lot, but we don't know how to go there around and get it. I repeat, the universe has got abundance of wealth. It doesn't matter where you live, in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, or somewhere else. The world has got abundance of wealth. The problem is you don't know how to go around and get it, right? So Elon Musk, he knew how to get it. Mark Zuckerberg, he knew how to get it. And there are thousands of people who are very, very successful in their life. They knew how to get it. They know how to get there and get it. So, and also the formula they are following is they do whatever 99% people will not do it. And that's why they become successful. I think you understood it. So if you really understood what I just said, please type in the chat box success formula. Success formula. I'd like to see if you really understood what I mean by that. If you understood, please type in the chat box success formula. Success formula. Okay. So now we go back to the class. So please type in the chat box simple to compound. So getting 50% off, students got admission for IELTS preparation course. So compound would be, so students got 50% off and they got admission for IELTS preparation course, right? Now we're gonna move a bit forward. Okay, this is the make compound and complex sentence. So getting 6 on IELTS, students got admission at UK universities. So now I would like to see 2 more sentences from you. One is compound, the other one is complex. So simple sentence is getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at UK universities. So give me the compound one. So can you remember fanboys? So for and. So using and, give me a compound sentence. I'd like to see. I'd like to see your comment, and I'd like to see the sentence compound and complex. Give me 2 sentences. One is compound, the other one is complex. So you need to convert it. You need to transform it from simple to compound and complex. Okay, so now I can see a lot of comments, and I'd like to read it. By this time, please give me 2 more sentences. Okay, so Fazlu said, I'll do what 90% will not do. Okay, thank you for responding. Alamgir Hussain said, I'll do 90% people will not do. Thank you for responding. Anormia said, I'll do what 99% people won't do. Okay, thank you for responding. So Science of COC said, I will do what 90% people will not do. Thank you for responding. Nurun Rina said, I will do what 99% won't do. Okay, thank you for responding. Okay, and Alamgir said, success formula, that means you understood. Science of COC, what's your name? I'm not sure. Science of COC, can you please write down your name so that I can name you by your name? So Anormia said success formula, that means you understood. What does success formula look like? So Fazlu said success formula, that means you understood. Alamgir said success formula, that means you understood as well. Nurun Rida says success formula. Okay, now we got it. Now I'm waiting for 2 more sentences. One is compound, the other one is complex. So simple is getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at the UK university. So type in the chat box very quickly. Type in the chat box very quickly. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Farooq Azam. Thank you for responding. Thank you. So still I'm waiting to see 2 more sentences. One is compound, the other is complex. Type in the chat box very quickly. Right. So I think by this time you understood. So give me the first sentence compound, then give me second sentence complex. I don't like to say what is the compound sentence of. So I'd like to see your answer. I'd like to see your answer. See who is gonna be winner. All right. So in the next class, we're gonna have a lot of things to cover. Basically, I'll try my best to cover preposition and pronunciation as well, because if you know some sort of sounds, how to pronounce it, how to then you'll be able to produce 80% correct sound in your speaking. So I'll cover that in the next class, and also I will cover what is called preposition as well, because a lot of students, they struggle a lot, and even some of the language expert, they said if you do even PhD, still you'll be confused about preposition. However, we don't like to confuse you. I don't like to confuse you. What I'm gonna do, I will share the class in such a way so that you can understand in which situation what sort of preposition you should use and how to use them. And this is how you're gonna learn tomorrow's class. So make sure you come to the class on time. And next class, the last class, I have requested already Steve Tillegan. In the morning, I have sent a message that can you please take a class at 8 a.m. in the morning. And the topic is how to get 7+ in IELTS speaking, right? So you're gonna have a class with BT's teacher. So when I invite you to attend a class with BT's teacher, that's kind of exam for me. What I mean by that is I became concerned that whether you understand a native speaker, a British teacher or not. So if you understand that native speaker like 50%, 60%, 80%, 100%, that means, yeah, I have done my job. I really did my job well. That's why you started understanding him. You can communicate with him. So once you understand a native speaker, so that means you know the language, right? Okay, so now I'd like to read some comments from you. So compound is students got admission at the UK University and they got 6 in IELTS. Students got admission at the UK University. Okay, so Alamgir, what if I change the direction? Like students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at the UK University. So which one is fast? Getting IELTS or getting admission? I think getting IELTS, right? So that's why if you say students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at UK University, this sounds good, right? Your sentence is right, but instead of saying that, you can say like that way. Okay, so if you say, Fazlu, after getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at the UK University. So is it compound sentence? Can you remember? So if you'd like to make compound sentence, you need to use fanboys. Let me go back to fanboys, right? So these are the words you need to use to make. Here you go. So if you'd like to make compound sentence, you need to use fanboys. So what is fanboys? It's for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. For, and, nor, but, or yet, so. So if you use fanboys, that means you are making compound sentences. So I cannot see fanboys in your sentence. That means you are not making compound sentences. You haven't made it, right? So yeah. So getting 6 in IELTS, students got admission at UK University. So if you'd like to make compound sentence, you need to use fanboys, right? So use and. Okay. Okay, Tawhid Akhtar, your comment is a bit late. Are you watching this video on live, or you are what is called a bit behind? So make sure you are on the same page. Okay, Alamgir said students got 6 in IELTS and got admission at UK University. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Alamgir. Yeah, that's the right thing. So getting 6 students got admitted themselves in UK university. Okay, Nuruddin, if you'd like to make compound sentence, you need to use and. Fanboys, right? You need to use fanboys. That means and. So use and. So you can say students got 6 in IELTS and they got admission at UK university, right? So now, okay. So what would be the complex? What would be the complex sentence? What would be the complex sentences? So you can use after. So students got 6 in IELTS after they got admitted at universities. So you can say that as well. Right. So now we're gonna move a bit forward. So this is the sentence: getting admission at UK at universities, students flew to the UK. Getting admission at universities, students flew to the UK. So make compound sentence. Make compound and complex, please. Getting admission at universities, students flew to the UK. Getting admission at universities, students flew to the UK. So that means you need to make compound and complex. So if you'd like to make compound, you need to use fanboys. And if you'd like to use complex, so you can use a lot of things like when, after, as soon as. This kind of phrases you can use to make complex sentence. Right, so please type in the chat box compound and complex sentence. Getting admission at universities, students flew to the UK. So you can say students got admission at universities. Students got admission at universities and they flew to the UK. Right. And for complex sentence, you can say students got admission. Okay, so students flew to the UK after they got admission at UK universities, right? So this is now you need to say students flew to the UK after they got admission at universities. Okay, so now finishing undergraduate or post-graduation courses, student got PSW, post-study work. Finishing undergraduate or postgraduate courses, students got post-study work. So now make compound and complex sentences, please. Finishing undergraduate, UG means undergraduate, PG means postgraduate. So finishing undergraduate or postgraduate courses, finishing courses, student got post-study work. So how can you make compound and complex sentences? So fanboys, using and, you can use compound sentence. So students finished their courses and they got post-study work. And complex, you can say students got post-study work after they finish their courses, right? So this is how I need to make variation of sentences. So now this is the homework topic, IELTS. So why is IELTS so important in your career? How many modules? What are the 4 things you need to consider to get a better score in IELTS speaking? How to improve your fluency in English? What is your expected score in IELTS exam? How will you get it? And how will you desire a score 7+? How will you desire a score 7+? If you get 7+, change your career and develop your quality of your life, right? So these are the 7 questions you need to ask. So why is IELTS important in your career? So you can say, hi everyone, this is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you a topic. Topic is IELTS. And IELTS is so important in my life, in my career, because I want to study abroad, especially in the UK. So without having a good score in IELTS, I cannot study abroad. So that's why it's so important to me, right? So you answer it, right? So after that, how many modules? So there are 4 modules in IELTS exam. They are speaking, reading, writing, and listening. Then what are the 4 things you need to consider to get a better score in IELTS speaking? Okay, so you can say to get a better score in IELTS speaking. Okay, to get a better score in IELTS speaking, I need to, first of all, I need to practice a lot. Secondly, I need to use ornaments, I mean the connectors. Moreover, I need to know how to use the variation of sentences, for example, passive, comparison, and transformation of sentences, what we have learned today, like simple, complex, and compound. So if I know how to use them in my speaking, I'll get a better score in IELTS. How to improve your fluency in English? Well, there are few ways I can improve my fluency in English. First of all, I need to practice 3 times in a day, next 30 days, the 4 questions. And also, I would like to, I have to fall in love with English. For example, if I love listen to music, I got to listen to English music. If I love to watching movies, I got to watch English movies. So my passion, things that got to convert into learning English. That's the one A. Second thing is, okay. Second thing is, I need to find a speaking partner, and I need to schedule some time every single day so that I can practice. And this is how I'm gonna improve my fluency in English. So what's your expected score in IELTS exam? Let's say my expected score in IELTS exam is 6. If I get 6, that's a standard score. I can easily get admitted at universities wherever I want to. However, if I get better score, that's gonna give a lot of advantage to get a scholarship. And okay, so now how will you get it? Tell your plan. So you can say, now I have decided that I'm gonna sit for IELTS exam in 6 months time. So now I'm doing the 12 days speaking challenge, and after that I will practice, or I will take a course, IELTS course, and I'll plan myself like every single day I'm practicing something and I'm improving. And also I'll do some mock test as well to assess myself that where am I right now. And once I see that I'm getting like 6.5, 7 in mock test, then I'll register myself and I'll sit for our exam. That's my plan. So how will you desire a score, change your career, and develop your quality of your life? Okay, so you can say there are many ways. Score 7+ in IELTS can change my life, change my career, and develop my quality of life. So first of all, I would say if I get 7+, definitely I'll study abroad. And once I study abroad, then definitely I'm gonna achieve the quality of education. And after that, if I even consider to come back to my home country like Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan, I can get a better job in multinational company. And also if I stay there and get settled, I'll be able to find a job where I can earn and I can get a I mean fast world standard lifestyle. So this is how okay, the last thing you need to say is just thanks for listening, or thanks for watching this video. So now you have asked and answer. Now you need to give a presentation. So don't ask the question, just keep going. So just keep the presentation topic in front of your eyes, probably on laptop or phone, and then record the video. So hi, my name is Habib. Today I'd like to share the topic. The topic is IELTS. IELTS is very important in my life. There are 4 modules. 4 things I need to consider to better IELTS exam. For example, first of all, moreover, furthermore, and I know so many ways I can improve my fluency. First of all, moreover, furthermore, and my expected score is 7 in IELTS, and if I get it, I can study abroad. And I have got a lot of plans to achieve this score. So first of all, I'll do this. Moreover, I'll do that. Furthermore, and lastly, I'll do that. And this 7+ score will change my career. And of course, just imagine if I study at UK University. First of all, I'll go to post-study work. Then I'll try to move in different visa status, and this is how I'm going to get settled. And once I get settled in the United Kingdom, I'm living in my dream. So thanks for listening to me. So this is how I need to give a presentation. So how many of you would like to give a presentation? Please type in the chat box me. Type in the chat box me. I'd like to see how many of you would like to give a presentation. Very quickly, type in the chat box me. Yeah. Type in the chat box me. I can see. Thank you. Thank you for responding. So this is all about today's class. Make sure you watch this class time and again because it's complicated. Can you still remember? Repetition is the mother of all skills. So if you do not understand this class, take your time. So in your leisure time, put your earphone on and watch the video 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and take some notes as well. Try to make a lot more sentences. Go slowly, right? Pause it, watch it again, pause it, rewind it, pause it, watch it again. And this is how, if you do it, you will learn everything, right? So this is the beauty of internet as well. So the class is recorded. You don't have to ask me the question. Just if you go back and if you watch this video time and again, you will understand, right? So repetition is the mother of all skills. So I know after having these classes, probably you understood like 60%, 70%. Still 30% is remaining. So once you go back and watch this video, you will understand 100%. So thanks for watching this video, and thanks for joining class with me today. And tomorrow we will have preposition and pronunciation. So be ready for that class. And until then, I'd like to say Allah Hafiz, stay well, stay blessed, and